Hello everyone, Argsy here. Welcome back to Elm Creek. You're joining us as we pull into Clever Motors to be a regular haunt for us. We are down here today to get a planter, or a cedar, to be more exact. Now, I've been doing a little bit of looking at the seasonal calendar, and I've decided we can actually get some grass planted. Seems a bit counterintuitive considering we just plowed all our fields up. But if we get some grass planted now, in fact, go and have a look at that and show you. If you look here, the only crops we can really plant today, canola, wheat or barley. Now if we planted our wheat, we would be waiting until July or August, June, July before we'd get any income off those. Likewise with the canola. However, if you look down here, we can plant grass now through to the next couple of months. And then we can look to start harvesting it, mowing it anytime we like. We're just going to wrap it into silage, no matter if it's in the winter. Might matter if it's got a little bit of snow on it, but we'll just have to wait and see. But the idea being, once we've taken a cut off it, made some silage bales, we can then plant any of the crops here on the left. Oats, soybeans, we can harvest both of those with what we've got set up at the moment. So that is my plan, is to get in there, get a round of grass planted, make some money off that, and then get our crops in. So I was also having a look at cedars or planters. Cedars they are, and we didn't have too many options in a price to pay, but there was a couple of these Amazon options that have been added to the mod hub in the last few days. These two here, the D840 or D9000, both 4 meters wide, very similar in price. I am, however, going to go here with the cheaper option. Much of a muchness, can put some wide ties on it. We'll go with the wide ones because it doesn't make a difference to the price. But that, buy that, and we're going to get some seed. Now I am mindful I need $372,000 to buy that soybean field. So we've just gone below that, so we may take out a loan, or hope that some of our production chains come in and we can get some products sold out of those, make some money off that, or we've also got all our silage bales still to go. So plenty of options. Now I think if we grab a couple of bags of this and take one back with us on the front of the forks, how much we're going to need for the seed, but there we go, we'll get those both bought. Need to get some more later, we can. So go and sort things out. Let's go and get that all put, super speed on. Let's go and get that all hooked up and put into the cedar, and we'll go make a start. Alright, and there we are, we've got the bag there and getting some seed into that. Must be full, I'm assuming. No, not quite. It was a little bit temperamental getting it in the right spot, but there we go, I think. Like we're doing about the right thing there, and it's taken all of that, which is what I thought. I think it's about 1,000 litres in that planter. So we get this other bag onto the pallet forks in the right spot. There we go. We can take that back with us and run the cedar back as well. We'll see you back down at the farm and make a start on getting some grass planted. Just getting ourselves swung back in here to the yard. Decided I'll start with these smaller fields first to figure out exactly how much seed we're going to need. We've got it set up there on grass now. I know I probably set these fields up optimally. Some of them have got rocks in them, so we may be going to do some damage to the planter. I'm not quite sure exactly how that will work at this stage, but it's all about learning, and like I've said a few times, I haven't gone crazy with watching other people and figuring it out, so I'm sort of flying a little bit by the wire and figuring things out on my own a little bit. But here we go, we are planting already. Gosh, that thing goes quite fast. Be a bit slower than that. It's very impressive. We'll just double check here on the mini map, on the main map. Zoom in here, and crop type 2, turn on the grass, you can see it has gone green. Turn that back off. Right, well there we go, everything is running as I'd expect, so just crack into getting this little field done. Break it up into a few pieces because it is that awkward shape, but fingers crossed it all works out alright. Seed's not going down too quickly, so hopefully we're going to have enough to do everything. So we'll put this onto a little bit of a time lapse, I think, and we'll see when it's done. Well, that has not taken us very long at all. We're all done in here. I'm really impressed with the different textures you get depending on what you're planting into, whether it's stubble, cultivated, just the different textures you get in there. Really nice. Really digging it. So here we are, all finished, and we haven't used much seed at all. So I think we won't bother filling up. We're just going to head straight over to the other field, make a start in there. Been thinking about the rocks while we've been doing this. I am thinking I will lease a roller, and we'll give that a go, because like I say, something I haven't done yet, so it'll be nice to try that out and see what that does. Let's get up here into this big field, this car, and we'll go and make a start. We'll run 2 or 3 headland passes off on this, and then we'll be able to go on the up and downs. So let's just pull right in here and we'll crack straight into it. Now of course the other option to get some money is we do have some wheat and other crops sitting in storage, so we could look at pulling some of those out and using them to get us back up to that $372,000 we need for the to buy that soybean field. So that's something else we could do. This is all looks to be working very well. Now I do wish I had an extra 15 grand, because if we did be able to put GPS on this tractor, great to see Wopster has released his guidance steering mod. It was a very, very happy day to see that on the mod hub, so looking forward to having the opportunity to try that out sometime in the not so distant future. Maybe once we've got some money, maybe when we upgrade tractors, because I don't think as we develop the farm and things grow that we're going to have to get something a little bit bigger than this case. We will see. Oops, looks like I do know why we've missed that bit. We are right on the edge of the land we own, so it may have detected the little piece there. We got too far to the right and it was thinking you don't own that land, you can't plant in it. That is the danger of trying to maximise the extent of the land you own. Done it again too. It's like I just have to hang off the edge just a little bit. Right, we'll get this piece tidied up, and then we'll crack into getting it finished, and then we'll go and see what we can do about a roller, because that will certainly be the next piece we need to take a look at and figure out. We're 3 times around the field here, and going to start on some up and down roads now. Things are going all pretty well. Nice straight line there, you'd almost think I was using GPS. But that's all freehand. Now I think I might put together a little montage here, the tractor and the seeder, and to do that I'm going to have to hire a worker just to make sure those lines do stay nice and straight and we can focus on getting some nice little shots. So we'll do that now. We'll put together the montage and we'll see you hopefully when this is all done. Now just before we do, I've been thinking more about these rocks. I know there's not a huge amount in this field because we had the worker doing it, and I think that's the reason why. But I'm not sure whether the rocks are small or big. Now I know the larger rocks can only be picked up with the rock picker, so we've probably missed the chance there. So we'll give rolling a go. If it doesn't work, we're just going to have to live with the rocks in the field and hope it doesn't cause too much damage. So with that in mind, let's move on. We'll get the montage and I'll see you all when it's finished.
First is real. A slippery slope, it's not enough to please you. Pretty Caroline, oh, 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 stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the dime. Oh, 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 surface of her mind. To count your blessings, cause it's town ain't fair, town ain't fair. They'll put you down and leave you dead, don't make them scared. Yeah, that's the ugly truth. How they come in for you. Yeah, yeah, let's go. It's the missed opportunity train. It only comes on a very blue moon. Blink twice, and you missed it again. Waiting in line for the party to end. Guess you didn't get what they asked for. Not a genie in sight, that reality gets so. There's no point to being careful. Learn the rules to the game before you lose your mental. Pretty Caroline, the stone cold stunner. She was a winner, started working at the diner. It serves as a reminder to count your blessings, cause this town ain't fair. They'll put you down and leave you dead, don't make them scared. Yeah, that's the ugly truth. How they coming for you. Yeah, yeah.
We made some good progress here across the field into our last 30% of seed though, but we have got onto the shorter rows, so we shouldn't be too much more to finish. Now, as I was looking at the worker, I'm just going to zoom in there. I reckon that's Sophia. Now, Sophia was the girl in the gameplay trailer, or the gameplay trailer, or the anyhow, the main trailer they did, the animated trailer. She looks very familiar. Don't know if it is or not, but it's quite funny to see. Anyhow, we should get enough just to get to the end of this little triangle, and then we'll shoot down to the sheds and get the seed topped up. Alright, there we go, 6 litres left, so not a bad amount of coverage from that seed, which is good. But fortunately we did also buy 2 bags, because we'll need them both, and of course once we buy that soybean field over the other side of the tracks, we'll certainly be needing more seed to plant that field as well. I'm hoping that we can just pull up here beside the bag. I'm not sure if we actually have to load it over top. Does not look like it. There we go, getting the cover open, and if we hit the fill button, it is filling up. Of course, frustratingly, there is going to be 6 litres of seed left in that bag, because the planter takes 1,000 litres and we had 6 in there, so that's alright. Once we've finished planting, we can come and top the seeder up again and get rid of that bag out of the way. So, back up to the field, carry on getting our grass planted. We'll carry on here, back in the same spot where we just finished off from. We'll carry on ourselves. This time we won't bother having a worker to do this. And we'll just race through getting this piece done, and then the more I've been staring at these rocks, the more I think they're larger ones, which would make sense because we did use a subsoiler to plough that field, which you would expect would be pulling up bigger rocks from deeper down. So I'm not sure if the roller is going to work or not, but there will be no harm in trying it out, for possibly a little bit of cost. But if it does work, then it'll be money well spent. Anyhow, we'll worry about that once we've finished off the field, so we'll see when that's all done. Last couple of passes here and we are going to be all done. So it'll be good to have all of this grass planted. Still feels a bit funny to be planting grass after we'd just ploughed it all up, but I'm sure we'll probably actually get a better yield off field grass being planted. Obviously we can fertilise it and do all those other good things that need to be done to make sure we get a good yield. And we've got all the equipment too. We've already got the mower, we've got the baler, windrower, wrapper, so we're all set up to be able to do that work without needing any extra equipment. There we are, all planted. Right, we'll go and get this washed off because it's filthy, and then put away into storage somewhere, possibly into the shed. See how we go, and then we'll go and take a look at these rollers. There we go, all the dirt off the planter, and while we're at it we might as well give the tractor a quick clean down too. It is as clean as it can be. Go, almost like it was when we drove it out of the showroom. Right, that put back there, back in the tractor. Now, I don't think that's going to fit through the gate, through the door on that shed. It's unfortunate. So we might just have to put it up here next to the subsoiler. I will go down and get that bag of seed, put into it first, just so it's out of the way. I say, we're getting quite a good collection of equipment around here. I'd say though that potato harvester is going to sit there and gather dust and get in the way. I'm not sure if we'll be making use of that again. In fact, perhaps it's something we might even look at selling and getting rid of, just to help pay for that other field. Alright, we'll take that off, leave it there, and head back up to the shop, take a look at some rollers. Alright, so another trip here to Clever Motors. Now, if we have a look under here, I believe there's two options. There's actually a roller here under Grassland Care, but I think this just improves the yield. The rollers we need, I think, and I'm just guessing, well, I'm not guessing. I have been doing a little bit of research and following along a little bit, not a huge amount. I'm pretty sure there's one of these two rollers. Now, this is 160 horsepower, it is 12 meters wide, so it's big. We're not going to be able to use that one, but 24 meters, massive. But if you look at it here, it says with a roller you can improve the upper soil layer quality of your fields. Now I'm hoping that is what we need to roll the fields flat. So let's give it a try. I can't remember if our tractor's going to be big enough. I think it's 175 horsepower. So we're going to be pretty close. But let's just have a look at least there, $2,000 for that. So we'll take that, we'll go see what it does on our fields and see if it helps with getting rid of those rocks. All hooked up, let's get back down to the farm. I did just double check, we are 175 horsepower, which is what I thought we were. So should be able to pull it without any problems. We wouldn't want to be doing it on a hill. That 15 horsepower would be needed to go up and down, but we should be just fine on this flat area of our farm. So we'll try it in the big field first. Obviously it is quite a big roller, quite wide, so it's not going to take us long when we get down into the smaller fields, but we'll get it in there, get it unfolded and see what it does. I'm actually intrigued to see if it will help with some fertilizing or anything on the soil as well. So we'll check out all of those things and see what happens. After talking for that long, we're at the field already, so let's just get pulled in here. Got some rocks right here on the edge, so we'll be able to see straight away if I've got the right roller or not. Now I think it does fold out one more yet, so we're probably still not even close enough, but that's a fantastic little animation. Very nice to see. Right, just maneuver this a little bit without taking out any cars that are driving around behind us. We want to make the most of its width. Let's put that there, get that lowered down. As we drive forward, we will watch eagerly. Hard to see in the colour. There we go. We haven't got rid of those rocks. So I am going to go and assume that they are bigger rocks. Either that or we needed to do it before planting. You can see the colour state is changing on the ground. So we'll be able to see where we've been. It's saying 50% fertilised. If we just have a look here at the map. Of course, this area was already partly fertilised because of the grass we mowed up. So I don't know if we're actually going to get any extra fertiliser on this, or whether it will just do it on the part of the field that doesn't have any on it. So we'll go check that out. If it does fertilise, it is worthwhile carrying on, even if it doesn't get rid of the rocks like I'd hoped. Make sure we didn't have to have it turned on or anything like that. Doesn't look like it. Bring up the menu, fold and lift. So nothing there. So I am assuming that either the big rocks or we've done it in the wrong sequence. Sure, I'll get told in the comments below exactly where I went wrong. We're now into the part of the field, although not quite across fully, but we will have the left hand side of the roller. We just take a look here. Again, we're not getting any extra fertilised state from the, or at least not showing up on the map, so I can only assume it isn't actually helping us at all, which to say the least is a little bit disappointing, but you can certainly see how many rocks we've got all over the field. We've been around once. I'm not going to do the whole field, but I thought I'd just come into the middle here and double check that it doesn't have any impact, or any noticeable impact on anything. So we'll just get that picked up, folded up, and moved out of the way, taken back to the dealer. I will, just for certainty, I will go over and double check it over in the other little fields. I don't know why there'd be any difference over there to what we've done here. We used all the same equipment, but just be certain that there's nothing we've done. And no, it looks to be exactly the same deal here. We've still got rocks, and we're not getting any fertilizer off the rolling. So I can only assume we've wasted $2 grand, and here is some other thing we were meant to do. It'll either be a sequencing or the fact it was subsoiling in these larger two types of rocks. It is very difficult to differentiate between them though. Nothing obvious that says these are large rocks, which is a little bit of a shame. It does leave you guessing just a little bit, particularly if you're like me and haven't seen the smaller rocks, if these are the larger ones. So we'll get folded up and return it down to the store. Now, just while we're here, come over here and see, got quite a few tomatoes already appearing. 100 litres in each of those, which is nice. Be able to get some of those sold. I can't see any lettuce yet. We have produced 185. Let's just double check that we're not sending those somewhere, or that they are just going into storage. Yes, we are storing the lettuce, so perhaps they come out on a bigger quantity. Maybe they may be 200 litres or something like that, rather than 100 litres for the tomatoes. See, we've got 75 outgoing, plus what's already sitting there in the pallet point to be picked up and sold. That's good. It's good to see those carrying on and getting things done. Alright, well, I think we're just going to leave the roller here, get the dealer, they can come over and pick it up and take it back, because we've wasted our money with them already. So I think with that done, there's not too much more we can do right at the moment. We've got everything planted. We are just waiting now to get into the next day and see if that soybean field is ready and whether we buy it or not. We are going to have to look for about 10 grand. We'll wait and see if we can get enough money out of the silage bales. We'll just run over here and have a quick check to see how fermented they are. They are just 52%, so I think they've probably got another day and a half or so, so probably won't work out quite for us. But with the 80 or so thousand litres of silage we've got sitting there, 15 big bales and one smaller one. With all of that, smaller one isn't it, 3,500 litres. But with 16 of those, we should be able to make at least $10,000. That's what I'm hoping, because we're riding on making some decent money off silage when we get to this grass being ready again. So I hope you have all enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be harvesting soybeans in the next one, I reckon. We'll see. But thank you again all very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.